ain't no joke, this ain't no game. This that CSZ game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on a hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. All the shows spread fake news. We just call it podcast. Wes, Joey, Sam, Shawn, Dalton. And you know that boy Higgy. He said he want a small fry. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. 40. Here he goes. This place is gonna.
If we set it and set it in stone, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal sports zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
Welcome. Wait a minute. Are we on? Is this on? Check. Welcome everybody to the longest running streaming podcast series in the city devoted to Louisville athletics. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast brought to you by Prime IV Louisville from the beautiful Shoot 360 studios. Speaking of Prime IV Louisville, are you ready to take your health to the next level? Prime IV Hydration and Wellness has a special promotion just for the members of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast family. Join today or join us now and receive 1 month free with a 6-month membership purchase. This offer is only available for a limited time, so head over to Prime IV in Middletown to enjoy their customized IV treatments and expert care. Tell them Cardinal Sports Zone sent you. Elevate your wellness today. Call them at 502-251-9836. And we are going to be doing that this week. Team CSZ is going in for those of us that have been in, we're going to enjoy another dose, if you will. For those that have not, are going to experience it for the first time, and we will, we've got bye week coming up, so we will maybe be able to talk. No, never mind. The next one after that, because I believe that you two are going to get y'all's done Saturday.
Yep.
So we won't have a Sunday show that week, this upcoming week, because it's a bye week. We'll do our Friday night show. More on that later on in the show. I'm your host, Jeremy Wahman, here with the big little brother, Joe Wahman.
Acknowledge me.
Wes is not acknowledging you, by the way.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? He is the man with the strongest internet game in the country. It's Wes Keys.
What's going on?
And last and least, it is our guy, Shawn Barber.
How's it going?
I contemplated buying some fudge,
Have y'all ever heard anybody say that?
but I didn't.
Aaron Walker says, "What's up, guys?" Brent says hello too. Make sure y'all hitting this Mossy Oak chat line up. Sorry, I've got people sending me messages and trying to keep up with everybody. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or however. Send us your questions on social media. Check the graphic to see how you can follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media, or if you want to show us a little love, where you can send that love to. Hit the thumbs up button while you're here on YouTube. Make sure you're watching on YouTube if you can. It'll help us out a little bit more. And shout out to all of our phenomenal sponsors: Fitness Market, Fourpex, the Collision Core Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pickin, Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckmanns FineBladeZ, Josh Jarboe from Remax Realty, and the latest, the newest, the sponsor of the show overall, the title sponsor of the Prime IV Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, Prime IV, out there in Middletown. Guys, here's a question for everybody. Everybody listening, everybody that's here on the panel. I think we've come to a time where it's time to figure out something different for Sundays, because as you can see, no football beat writer, no recruiting. Our recruiting expert can't make it Sundays at 2. And I understand a lot of people have church and family stuff on Sundays, so it's hard. It's never hard for Shawn, unfortunately, to get here, or any other aspect. I was just waiting for Wes to throw the flag. But maybe we so let us know, because we know we're right in the middle of NFL games and everything. Some people, like our guy Robbie, likes to throw his favorite NFL team on one screen, throws us up on the other screen. So it's not a problem for him. If y'all would like to see it at the same time, let us know. If you'd like it earlier, let us know. If you'd like it later in the day, which wouldn't be a bad option for everybody, let us know, because we want to, at the end of the day, we want to accommodate you guys and get as many live viewers as we can. Show's still doing phenomenal on the podcast and the rewatch, but we want the initial watch to be really, really good on Sunday.
6. I don't know why 6 is coming to mind, but like 6 is, there's only a couple of 4:30 games.
Well, I think
games, and we could get the podcast in and done before the football night in America starts going and the Sunday night football gets going.
So here's why 6 is coming to your mind, because that's almost how many times we threw interceptions yesterday.
Well,
We'll get to that though in a second. Some more. Jason Baker, he says later. Brent Kaufman says he's here because Lamar is out. I'll get out of here. So and so. All right. Well, we will definitely check that out. No Sunday show this upcoming week because it's a bye week. And the next Sunday, I believe, I will be in beautiful Orlando, Florida. We'll still do a show, but we won't be here in studio, obviously. Or no, actually, we'll be on our way home from Orlando. So stay tuned for Showtime for the following Sunday, because I forgot.
We need to be on that Saturday.
Yeah, we may have. Because we got a Friday night game, right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
That's on Thursday.
Pre-game Thursday, game on Friday, post-game on Saturday. That works for me. Look, we figure out stuff on the fly here for you guys. Love y'all. All right, let's. We knew we were going to have to talk about some uncomfortable things today. We're going to talk about yesterday's gut-punching loss. We're going to talk about some stuff going on in the world of recruiting, some things that we can tie up and forget about, some things that we may be back in on, and some things that are still looking good for us. We'll talk about that later on in the show. First, before we get started, though, episode 300. It is the night before the Clemson game. In studio, we will have Chris Redman. We'll have Steve Rummage is finally confirmed. Us three will be here. Hopefully, we'll have Sam in here. It's going to be a packed house, but we've got 6 mics. People can rotate out. I mean, that's 6 people right there. That's 7. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe Shawn and Sam can share a mic over here next to Joey, but we'll get it figured out. It's going to be a great show. We're going to talk about still working on another special guest for that night, because I feel like it is apropos, if you will. And I've already kind of spoiled this in the past, but since I want to try to go back and hide it again, we won't mention the person I'm working on, but it should be a great show. Well, first off, I want to go ahead and say that loyal viewer of the show, Wes Brocky, is the reason why we lost this game. And I'm going to tell you why. He called me earlier in the week and was so happy. He's like, man, I got last-minute tickets to the Virginia game. I can't wait to go. And I said, Wes, you can accept those. Why not, Oos? Well, this is why. The last 3 times you've been to big games, you've lost. You can't.
Oh, no.
You're silly, Jeremy. I'm sorry. You're silly, Jeremy. No, Jeremy's not silly or Jeremy. You cannot go to that game. Okay, LOL. Well, about halfway through the game, he sends me pictures and videos of him and Gracie at the football game. Now, I at no point during the game yesterday, sorry, I said in the middle, it was at the end, towards the end, after regulation. At no point in the game yesterday did I think we were going to lose that game. Even going into overtime, I felt very, very confident. I got those pictures right after we kicked the field goal. So if anybody wants to blame anyone for the loss yesterday, Shawn, do you have his Twitter handle? Because I don't talk to him on Twitter.
I don't think I did, actually.
We'll look it up. We want you all to all send hate tweets to Wes Brocky on Twitter and blame him for the loss. Wes said, boo. Let's facts. Wes Brocky, did I lie? Was that not exactly how it went down? Did you find it?
Yes, he hasn't protected, though. His tweets are protected.
Oh, his tweets are. But what's his Twitter? You
It's
still
Big Brock Star. Or, I'm sorry, Big Brock Stir. Big Brock Stir.
And why you had to change your Twitter name? Because that's might as well be Gracie's dad for all we care. Co-star on Wrestler, something like that. All right, guys, my least favorite segment, part of the show. I give my live thoughts of the game. I'm going to skip through some of these. I'm going to try to only, as I look through these live, I'm going to try to look through the ones where positive things happened for us. Watts tackle for loss on first down. Stop on second. Watts. What a defense after a Lubin pressure. UVA punt. Card start off at the 11. All right. Things going for good. Bell goes for 12. Brown for 6. Holding penalty. Pass interference. First down. Kuriski catch and penalty. First down. Bell for 14. We are rolling. Bell celebrates with his L to the side. They think it's a gun. That should have told us how things were going to go. 15-yard penalty. Yay. Lacey's first target, and he stopped for a loss, but then gets all but one back. 3rd and 1. Moss QB sneak keeps this offense moving. So proud of how this offense has started. Not like the last games. Skinner for 7. 3rd and 3. Comes up just short on the catch. Moss tosses the ball to nobody. 60-yard Virginia scoop and score by Donovan Platt. 7-0 Virginia. Yikes. Trick play on 1st and 10. It's a loss of 7. Yay. Duke for 6 on a crazy catch. That was a pretty crazy catch. Bell for 13, first down. Nothing on first. Bell for another 14. Watson for 2. Lacey for 11. Bell for 27. Cards in the red zone on the 9. Lacey for 4. Ball in the 5 with 50 seconds left in the first. 3rd and goal after Neal almost intercepts a pass. Hurry for 4. 4th down in inches. Touchdown Miller Moss. Tush push boogie. 7-7. Now, I probably have a little bit to do with this jinx too, because my next words were not having much trouble moving the ball. Finally, we started the mower on the first pull, because I had compared this to the mower that doesn't start till you pull it 10 times. 2 offensive possessions, 2 sustained drives. Thankfully, we don't run the hand the ball to the other team play again. Or hopefully, we don't run the hand the ball to the other team play again. Crap. Virginia fumbles again, but they recover it. We said they were good at recovering their own fumbles and that they fumbled a lot. That, I believe, was their only fumble of the game. It's 2nd down and 12. They run for 13. 2nd and 7, stuffed on second. It's 3rd and 6. They convert. 3rd and 5 after a few dusty plays. They convert again after a busted tackle. 3rd and 15. Virginia goes for 14. Shaking my head. 4th and 1. They convert. We start to play goal line defense really well. Before you know it, it's 3rd and 11. But then they throw over the top of the zone. It's 14-7 Virginia with 7 minutes left in the half. If y'all remember on Friday night, I did talk about how I thought this was going to be a slow, sludgy game, and it was for the most part. This is why, because I knew their offense had a ton of players hurt, so they weren't going to move the ball well, which they didn't. I'm not really sure. Their quarterback, to me, reminded me of Urkel when he took his glasses off. He wasn't closing all. Honestly, we're pretty lucky because there were 3 or 4 wide open Virginia guys that would have been. This wouldn't have even been a close game, but thankfully, Mr. Armstrong from that Mad TV? You remember?
Oh no, that was
his name was Mr. Okay, yeah, Mr. Armstrong from Living Color was throwing the ball. Yeah, that was Fire Marshal.
Yeah, I was about
Virginia tries an onside kick. Thankfully, we barely recover it. Bell for 27, followed by Brown for 5. Bell for 4. Moss sneak for 4. That's the longest ever recorded quarterback sneak. Not really, but I'm going to say it. Skinner for 10, and Bell scores from 15 out. At this point, 8 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. The fact we didn't utilize him more in the second half because he only ended up with, 140?
No, 180 something.
I've got it at the end. Whatever it wasn't 130 like he had in the first quarter or first part of the first half. 14-14 tie ball game. Virginia is rolling down the field until TJ Quinn strips and recovers. Oh, so we did have, but wait, they said he was down. It's Virginia ball. Boo. Virginia at midfield. We stuff them on first down. 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 6. False start. 3rd and 11. Big stop. Virginia punts. 1 minute 19 left. Lacey gets horse collared after a decent return. Cards start off with a minute left on the 40. Yay, we're going to score before the half. Jeremy, stupid. Meeks with an 11-yard catch. Brown runs for 4. Bell for 8. 3rd down and 10 with 11 seconds left. Brown for 3. 43-yard field goal attempt is missed. First miss of the season. 7 for 8 now for Ranvier. Or I'm sorry, as Shawn likes to call him, Ranvier. It's halftime. Cards will get the ball first, though, so hopefully we can build on that. Kuriski gets a 5-yard gain. Brown trips up for 2. Kuriski for 5, and it's another Cards first down. Brown for 5. False start negates Brown's 5. Moss sacked for a loss of 5. 3rd and 14. Sacked again for a loss of 10. It's 4th and 24. Cards punt. Oh, now this is me thinking back. Oh, if I could have only written Moss sacked a little bit later on. We're talking about a Cards win, but I digress. Virginia starts off with the ball at midfield. An 8-yard completion on first, stuff on second, sets up 3rd and 1. We haven't stopped them on 3rd down or much at all. They get it again. Couple of stops set them up for 3rd and 5. Can we stop them? No. But a penalty does. It's 3rd and 10 after an illegal formation. We force them to run and stop them. They're going for it. Turnover on downs. We stop them again. Defense played phenomenal yesterday. I can't really remember off the top of my head being angry at a lot that the defense did. Cart started the ensuing drive from the 35. Keywan Brown is in the game. Holy crap. First play, first down, 10 yards. Skinner turns into a DB and bats down it for sure interception. It's 3rd down. Then follows with the interception on his knees, returned for 6. Dear God, why? 2 huge turnovers by Moss, accounting for 14 points. It is now 21-14 Virginia. Defense is playing bend but don't break defense, and the offense is playing score by any means possible on both sides for both teams. Got to make better decisions. Isaac Brown for 2 stays on the ground. Shaking my head. Keywan Brown for 2. It's time for a Louisville punt. First 3 and out today by either team. Easy for me to say. Card stop them on first. It's 2nd and 9. Loss of 2. It's 3rd and 10. Big hit by Holloway for a loss of 3. Virginia punts it all the way down to the 1. We cannot catch a break. Moss almost throws another pick 6 right to the guy. Thankfully, Kuriski turned into a DB, grabbed his arm and prevented him from being able to pick that off. Punting again, another 3 and out, punting from the end zone. This can't turn out any worse. Thank God it didn't. Virginia starting at midfield once again. First pass completed down to the 30. 2nd and 12. 3rd and 12. Hold them again. It's 4th down. Finally, the defense is holding them on 3rd down. We have seen the first half offense from the first 4 games show up in the second half this game. Not ideal. Field goal is good. Virginia leads by 10. Cards start off at the 10 after an unsportsmanlike penalty by Musa again. We get bailed out, though, by a targeting call, so it's 1st and 10 from the 25. Bell for 14. Here we go. It's the 4th quarter. Moss almost fumbles again. Hurry for 13. It's 4th down. Another punt by Louisville. Good stops on the first 2 downs. It's 3rd down and 6. Stopped on 3rd. Virginia punt. As you can tell, I started getting really tired of writing about the game. I was getting aggravated. Lacey returns it almost to the 50-yard line. Isaac Brown with the fake flea flicker gains 20 yards. IB on the ground for 9 more. Brown for 5-yard catch and a first down. Lacey for a loss. Kuriski for 7. It's 3rd and 4. Bell insane one-handed touchdown catch. Sports Center top 10. There's Sam. Let's see, where's he at? There we go. Welcome. Let's get back. Chris Bell legacy game, career high in catches, yards, and touchdowns. The first since Harry Douglas to have 10-plus catches in back-to-back games. No credit to Miller Moss at all. I'm not doing that. I'm done with his ish. It's 24-21 Virginia with 9 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. UVA for 9 on first down. We're starting to get tired of that. Then another 11 on second. Come on, defense. Gordon, which for some reason Shawn kept thinking they were yelling out Thornton, which he doesn't play here anymore. Gordon with a big stop on second. It's 3rd and 5. Stopped him on 3rd again. It's 4th and short, but they get it. Thank goodness for touch on this again. Thanks goodness for Virginia quarterback inaccurate throws. He threw a lot of them that even I think Shawn could have caught. It's 3rd and 7. Cards D must step up. Antonio Watts sack, loss of 13. Lacey returns the next punt to the 30. It's card time. Sacked on first down. Bell for 6, but Lacey converts it for 15. Really nice Bell block on that play. 2:35 left in the game. Sacked, 3rd and 24. Whoever would have thought we would long for a sack, other than the sack 6 that he gave up earlier. Moss's football IQ. Okay, I'm not going to read that. That was just me being mad. It was 3rd and forever. Hughes gets a big 33-yard catch. First down. College football needs a 4-point field goal. Isaac for 5, then 3 more. It's 4th and 2. Field goal attempt. Career long 49-yard field goal for Ranvier. 24-24 with 1:08 remaining. This game should have been over at that point with the missed field goal from earlier, along with the 2 presents that a guy that I will not name for the rest of the game hand gave the Virginia team. This game should have been over. It wasn't. It's turnover time. Come on. Stop them on first. Stop them on second. It's 3rd down. Morris runs for 17. That was so frustrating. A Bailey sack. There's 25 seconds left in regulation. Tackle for loss on 3rd. Clock runs out. It's overtime football in the Ville. The last time there was an overtime football game in Louisville, with Louisville, was the 2013 rain game with Cincinnati. Me and Steve Rummage were on the sideline with this is how far back we were just started. So we didn't have a camera. We had our iPad. And it was the nicest of iPads. It had the Wi-Fi signal, so it could really get the pictures out during the games. Awful footage of that game. But we did, if you go to our YouTube page, we do have a lot of videos from that game, including Mike Wallace, rest in peace, game-winning field goal, and Devontae Parker's insane 76-yard touchdown reception that tied this up to put us into overtime. But overtime starts out well. Skinner with a 10-yard catch. We're at the 15-yard line. Skinner for 8. It's 3rd and 2. Isaac Brown, it's ruled that he bobbles a catch. We've got guys here on the dais that think it was a catch. We've got people that say, no, it actually wasn't. No matter what your opinion, and I don't think it was a catch. They showed a replay angle that I saw where he did have his hand under the ball, but the ball moved and touched the ground. He kept it up against his chest, and it moved. That would have still been a catch, but I saw it touch the ground. The refs probably did too. That's why they rolled it that way. Ranvier for 3 again. The field goal is good, and the Cards take their first lead of the game at 27-24. Let me just do a little rearranging here. Virginia with 11-yard pass. 1st and 10 from the 14. 2nd and 8 after a wrap-up on defense. 3rd and 1. Virginia wins. Sigh. Why can't we have nice things? I hate my... No, that's not it. Sorry. I'm trying to delete right now. Let me delete that. No. Cards lose a heartbreaker, a gut punch, if you will. First off, credit to our guy, Will Ogden, who came on the show Friday night and said defense. Did he call multiple defensive touchdowns or did he just call the one?
Pretty sure he said multiple.
Yeah, he did.
Which if he did, I want to get the lottery tickets numbers from him because that was the first time in 20 years that they had multiple defensive touchdowns. I don't like to give him any credit either, but I guess it is what it is. We've seen the same issues all 5 games, y'all. Penalties, offensive line not giving the quarterback or running backs good support, boneheaded decisions by certain players that will be unnamed repeatedly every game. Now, you could argue, well, if he wasn't running for his life, maybe he would make stupid decisions. Okay, I'll listen to that. You could even say, hey, blank lost us that game. But there's also been times, the frustrating part is there's also been 4 games when you've said blank has won us that game. So for me, it's the inconsistencies. I don't know why. Like, I don't know anybody. Again, that toss play for the first turnover, I don't really blame him for that. I'm interested to hear y'all's opinions on that. Because for me, again, you all can have, you're entitled to your own opinions. 4th and 1. Was it 4th and 1 or 3rd and 1? 4th and 1. You've already had success with the quarterback sneak earlier in the game. Why are you not either quarterback sneaking. I know you're trying to catch them off guard and toss out to the side because they're more than likely going to guard against that because you've already pulled it off once. But me myself, I punt in that situation because it's easy. Now Joey brought this up before the show. Well, it was a 57-yard field goal attempt. Why didn't we just get Mr. 57 out there? Apparently he didn't feel like it was maybe the wind was blowing against us. I don't know what the case was. If you don't feel confident enough in your long range sniper to get that done, you punt the ball. You don't even put yourself in that position. Now, did he think in his mind, oh, well, maybe he'll toss it to the other team and they can run it back? No, he didn't think that at all. But there's certain decisions yesterday that this screams that maybe this was the annual clunker game, right? Because there was a lot of decisions that we saw yesterday that just shouldn't have been made. We've got this great coach and great resources. Why is it this hard? Sam, how do we fix it?
There's no quick fix right now for that. This fix will come in the off season. One, our offensive line struggles. They did a little bit better this game, but the untimely false starts or the untimely holding, we only had like 5, I think, accepted penalties, which was pretty good for what we've been doing, but it was the time when they happened. The false start that ended up pushing it, we went from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 10, and then we had 2 sacks back to back. That was a drive kill. So I think for right now, we can just patch up and make some few adjustments, probably go more to like a spread offense, give Miller Morris like a quick 1-2 read so that the offensive line isn't blocking as long, spread the defense out so that the running backs could possibly have more room to run instead of everything being condensed. Outside of that, the fix for the offensive line will probably have to come in the offseason.
I did find it interesting that our guy that we've been waiting for all year to return, Trevante Sylvester, he did get in. Or they announced that he got in. Now, those announcers didn't know a whole lot of what they were talking about. What was the other thing they kept saying yesterday, Shawn, you were calling them out about? Was it a player they were identifying wrong? Like maybe they had called like maybe a defensive number 9, the offensive number 9's name.
Oh, no. It was
Here we go. Come on, leading you to water. Wish it was this easy for other stuff. Come on, boy.
I can't remember. I know it was somebody. They got the name wrong of somebody, but I can't remember who it was.
You're fired. No, but I don't know that was true. Did you see Sam? Did you see Sylvester out there yesterday?
I saw him in warm-ups, pregame warm-ups. I do not remember seeing him in the lineup.
Okay, well they did, whether he played or not, we're not for sure, but they did announce him during the game that he played. So maybe that'll help out a little bit because we know our O-line being battered has been the reason. And like we went into the show Friday night, I didn't have any respect for Virginia. Yesterday's performance didn't. I get it. You found a way to win, right? I still believe that this team is going to end up close to 500, maybe 7-5 when the dust clears. And I don't mean, it's shade, but I don't mean that in a negative way. I didn't see him do anything great. And Will be the first to tell you, well, half of our offense is hurt. Well, yeah, we feel your pain. Like we ran 3 running backs yesterday that had a combined total 2 good knees or 2 good ankles, or however you want to put it. And our O-line's been battered as well. And whereas I don't like putting all the blame on one singular person, especially since at the end of I hated to more so pre-NIL because the argument was these are just kids. They're trying their best. But they clock in for work now. This is their job. So I don't feel as bad criticizing them. And I absolutely don't feel bad criticizing either of the sides of the coaching ball, and KD is absolutely correct. Now, when will the local media call out Brom? I especially the flagship show. I don't know. They're probably not going to, because at the end of the day, there are going to be some people that don't do Louisville stuff at that network that may do it because they like to troll. But I mean, it's not good business for them to troll the. We'll talk about good and bad things about all the coaches, but the one thing you hit the nail on the head on, if English's defense was bad, they would be all over him, and that's 1,000. And we have been too.
Yeah.
Wes Brocky says Wes Key saw us there as well. Now he's snitching on you. Gracie loved seeing Wes. Well, that's because
he was on the him and Gracie was on the jumbotron.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
That's the reason.
That's why we lost.
Ron English is not the reason so far, for sure.
Now, I will say this. The defense hasn't been overly impressive, but they have been good enough. Like, I wouldn't say this is the top 10 defense.
Yeah.
But this is a top 25 to 30 defense in the country.
Yeah, they played solid.
They have. They've done some bad things, but they've done a lot more good.
They held Virginia.
Than bad.
They gave up 16 points, I think. Was it 16?
Yeah.
In a normal
in
a normal situation with a Jeff Brom offense, that would be good to win you 99% of your games.
237 yards is all the defense gave up.
So this is something I saw last night on Twitter.
Defense was excellent.
The final score was Louisville 24, Virginia 16, Miller Moss, Virginia 14. And I saw a lot of people saying that he was their offensive MVP of the game. I guess you got to argue with that. Babu is definitely not going to argue. He says, I'm not the biggest Moss fan, but this O-line is terrible. Tyler would not be anywhere near a second-round pick with this year's O-line.
Here's the
there
thing
you go.
About that, though. Tyler wouldn't be throwing some of the passes that we've seen thrown, especially yesterday, even when it wasn't the offensive line. But it is what it is.
William Thompson says use next year's NIL for our offensive line, skip the transfer QB, and just surround the developmental QB with the best offensive line in football. I actually don't hate that idea.
No,
I don't.
Because you got well, let's not forget we've got Deuce Adams back there, but we also got Briggs Cherry coming in, and he is a Elite 11 primetime QB. The only thing I hate is that I know that after the season is over, if it's not a great season, Watson won't be here next year. Brown won't be here. Like, people are going to come in and cherry pick, no pun intended, Briggs, our talent. They tried to last year, and we held on to everybody. Hopefully, because of the promises of a grandeur year this year. Still, we can't act like we're ready to jump off a ledge. We lost to a ranked, even if it is doo-doo Virginia. We lost to a ranked team. We've got one loss through 5 games. We've got plenty of time to turn this around. I absolutely, and thank you, William, for the comment. Wes, we'll get to yours in just a second. Listen, I love having social media for people to be able to voice their concerns, their displeasure, this and that. But we have got to do better. My very first post, and I know y'all are tired of me hearing me saying this, hearing me say this. Very first post that I wrote for this website back in 2011 was called "We Need to Do Better," and it was inspired by our guy Wes Brown, saying he used to say all the time, "Do better," or he said, "Do better," because I saw a shift in our fan base and these younger kids that were. So you got guys like me and Shawn and Sam and Joey and Wes that we grew up watching a Louisville team that was humble. If we went 6-6 in football, yay, we had a decent season. If we won 25 games in basketball and won the Metro, yeah, but didn't go far. We were very humble, very working class fan base. Now you fast forward, and I don't blame it at all. And I'm going to use 2 very specific names, not for shade, but for age range purposes. But you got guys like our guy Tanner, Mr. Blue Shorts, and Dalton Pence, who grew up at a very different time. They didn't grow up during the humble Louisville fan days. They were spoiled by the year of the Cardinal and Final Fours and Sugar Bowls and College World Series. So they are used to a different standard of excellency than we were. So when things don't go right for us guys are like, well, yeah, we got the rest of it. Just calm down. But when it doesn't go right for them, the whole building's on fire, burning to the ground. So
It's the instant gratification era.
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
that. Rick Pitino said popcorn.
The Microwave Society. Yeah,
microwave.
yeah.
Microwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he didn't let his players get on social media at all.
No, and he always listen. I've told this story before. I'll tell it again. He knew where everybody was. There was one time that I don't remember if Joey was with us, but it was me and Teresa and a possible Joey and a player we will leave unnamed because I don't want him to think I was talking crap about him. We were heading down to Bowling Green. He had told us, look, towards Bowling Green to my grandma's. Told us all of our activities are done for the day. Apparently, he had gotten in trouble and didn't have anything to do for the rest of the day. So he was like, well, I'll go hang out with my brother. So we all headed down that way, and we get to E-Town, and my phone rings, and it says Vince Taylor. So I'm like, look at him, show him the phone. He's like, I'm not here. Okay. Hello? Hey, Coach, what's up? Tell Farley to get his back to the gym. Okay. And I realized I said his last name because I was trying to bleep out the cuss words. Forgot about bleeping out the name.
Well, you already said T at the very beginning.
Well, yeah, but that could have been T Will. That could have been
everybody knows.
T Jennings, but love you, T. My bad. But no, he always knew where everybody was, and you may have had issues with him as a person and his morals, but he ran the ship pretty tight. Let's get back to this real quick. Wes Brocky says, Moss throws lob passes when it should be a rope and rope passes when it should be a lob. There are times when the receivers are open, but his throws are slow getting to them or going to the opposite team. Wow, you really went out on a ledge there. Wes says, I agree the toss was on the running back. No, the toss wasn't on the running back. The toss was that was absolutely on coaching. That play should have never even been attempted. And I know, listen, it's a lose-lose situation because if we don't go for it there, me, Sam, Shawn, and Joey are sitting here at the house going to be like, come on, wussy. Why aren't we going for it? But that's why. You don't go for it sometimes because things happen and you're not ready. So I do absolutely do blame it on that. Wes says also the offensive line puts him in tough situations. Yes. Listen, Wes, we said that earlier. I don't disagree with that, but you're the quarterback of the football team. The quarterback has to have the sharpest decision-making on the team. Running backs, they can mess up. O-line, they can mess up. Quarterbacks cannot mess up. They do. Everybody messes up.
That's the most important position in all sports.
All right, our guy Jay Bell. We're gonna have him on the show sometime. He's a longtime friend of the show. I got a couple of questions. One, if everybody is dinged up, why aren't we seeing the youngsters in the backfield?
They're hurt too.
They are also hurt.
Yeah, that's a problem. I think we had what was that kid's name? Jennings?
Braxton Jennings.
As technically the third running back, even though we did see Keywan Brown.
Well, I think he's fifth on the depth chart. Is that right, Sam? Jennings?
Yeah, he's because it's you
Because
still have
Boykin's
Gates.
4, right?
Boykins would be 4, but I haven't seen him. Boykins would be 4. Gates, you have Gates, and then Jennings. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on in the running back room. But you have 5 out of your 7 backs are injured or dealing with some type of injury, and then 2, you don't want to put the youngsters in there because if they're not ready for that, you can get them hurt. This is a different speed, different level of physicality, and if they're not ready yet, putting them out there could hurt them and hurt your team as well.
Oh yeah, hurt the quarterback too. They miss a blitz pickup.
Yeah. So,
all right, Bell's second question. Why does the O-line not help the man up when it's typically their fault he's getting hit? Braum is who he is. I wouldn't be shocked if we beat Miami and lost a clunker somewhere else. I'm with him on that last part. I'm hoping that this was the clunker that we lose that we shouldn't. And we always play a tough game in Miami when we're prepared. Braum's got 2 weeks to prepare for this. He's got a 5-game body of work to look at and get this in check. And I know what you're saying. Well, why haven't we got it fixed so far? One thing Braum's done well in these first 5 games, even yesterday, adjustments. whatever we've done wrong in the first half, we typically have not done wrong in the second half. And excuse me, he's the master of all that. With 2 weeks, I'm with you, Bell. It wouldn't shock me at all if we beat Sam's favorite team in 2 weeks. And then maybe try. I don't know. I'm trying not to look at it ahead like that. But what a great questions. My bad. I've got one more question, y'all. Does any other depth chart say? I'm not sure what the question is because I think some words were, but basically wanting to know about the other two quarterbacks that aren't the starter.
No, so I think what he's asking about of opposing teams does, like, because on ours it'll have Miller Morris and then it'll have Harrison Bailey or Deuce that, like other teams do that as well when it comes to their backup quarterbacks or even their backup running back. I think I sent you a picture earlier.
Oh, okay, I see what he's saying now.
Yeah,
my bad. That's on me.
Yeah,
Jay Bell did nothing wrong. Jay Wyman did. So he's saying, does it say second Adams or okay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's on me. That's on me. That's on 3. 1, 2, 3 on me. KDW says, I'm a 55-year-old fan. Shout out to 55. That's why I can't deal with this new fan base and media. Unrealistic. I can agree. But Uncle Larry says points out something really scary too. Miami is also on their bye week this week along with us.
Yep.
They just absolutely spanked.
Well, they won by 6.
Did they?
Yeah.
When I went to bed, they were down by like 21.
They were down by a lot in the fourth quarter, and in Mario Cristobal fashion, he let up off the gas, and Florida State kept playing.
They had an onside kick with 20 seconds ago, 19 seconds ago, or whatever.
I can't hear you.
They had an onside kick with about 20 seconds to go to potentially, have a chance to tie or win the game.
I went to sleep because I was like, well, they got this in the bag. So basically what y'all are telling me is that Florida State pulled a reverse Florida State from last week because that's what happened with them.
Yeah, they came back. They like I said, Miami let up off the gas, and Florida State kept playing, and that's how they got back in the game.
And it was one of the worst onside kicks I've ever seen in my life. It didn't even go like 6. It went like 6 yards. It just spun around in a circle.
So their energy was off, then, is what you're saying.
Something was off.
Did you know that regular IV therapy can help improve your energy levels, boost your immune system, and enhance your overall well-being? At Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, our memberships offer a convenient way for you to maintain your health with monthly treatments. Visit us at Prime IV in Middletown to learn more about how our wellness plans can support your lifestyle and help you feel your best every single day. Listen, let's get to the segment we all wait for every week. We're all dying to know. It's the hottest segment sweeping the nation. It's in regards to Shawn's love life. Go ahead and hit the button, Shawn.
No.
Oh, fudge.
Well, that was disappointing as always. Let's go ahead and really quick shout out our fine sponsors, all of them. Who's our fine sponsors? ALLOEM, all of them. Fitness Market, 4PEX, Collision Course Crew, Cherry Pickin, Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckmanns FineBladeZ, Josh Jarboe from Remax Realty, and our title sponsor, Prime IV. Our overlay here is starting to look like the front of an NBA jersey with all the sponsorship deals, and we love it that way. We appreciate that so many people have faith in our product. Basketball recruiting, it's time to close up some wounds. Tay Kenny didn't come to Louisville. He went to the Jayhawks. Kansas loading up a monster recruiting class that is reportedly also could include Tyran Stokes, who signed a big deal with Nike earlier, which makes no sense because Kansas. So that's what makes me think that Oregon or USC or another team may be his landing spot. Now, we do have a guy in the group chat who's good friends with the Stokes family who said nothing, wherever he goes, it's not going to be to Lexington. So that makes me feel a little bit, unless they're lying to him, which we've heard that in the past.
Isn't there? I think someone did it before, and it might be in women's basketball where they signed a contract with one brand, but they were still allowed to use the
I
school.
believe it was a girl for USC. If I'm not,
Well, there was Cooper Flag.
It was okay.
oh yeah, Cooper
Yeah,
had a
New
Nike
Balance.
deal.
Yeah, it was okay.
No, he
Yeah.
has a New Balance deal, and he went.
But he
to
had to
Nike
wear
school.
Nikes for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
So I mean, it's slim to none. I guess it is precedence that you can sign with one shoe company, but still represent the different one with your school. I guess it's still some kind of glimmer of hope.
I'll just be honest with you, that don't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
If I ran Nike or Adidas, there's no way I would sign a guy to a deal and be like, "Hey, go play for one of my
shoe deals.
shoe deal." So no, Coben Landrew is still he's down to us in Connecticut. I believe he's currently on a visit to them as we speak. Class of West. You got to help me out with Irving. What class is he? 27 or 26? 26. Center Irving.
Yeah.
Things still looking good with him. And in a surprise, looks like we're back on the Duran Rippey sweepstakes. That's a guy that kind of faded away once we started talking about Tay Kenny. And let's just hope that Rippey's not another Rajon Rondo or Chris Lofton, who we said, you want to play here? We've got a guy named Sebastian Telfair coming. We don't really need y'all. And then he's like, not coming to Louisville. And then they were like, neither are we. So hopefully that's not another situation with that. Hopefully he can still find a home here in Louisville. I think for the most part, for the fans that are constantly, I don't want to say complain, that carries a negative connotation, but are critical of Louisville basketball's recruitment of high school players. I think that's something you're going to have to get over. Unless the shoe companies hand feed us somebody, we're not going to recruit the 5-star. And to be honest, I don't know why this is such a big deal now, because Coach Pitino didn't exclusively recruit the 5-stars. We turned 4 stars to 3 stars, even 2 stars, like even no stars like Gorgie Zhang into 5 stars. So
Wes was a 1 when he came in, right?
Yeah. Who was the 2? Who was the? Yeah, no, he was a 2. That's who I was thinking of. So it's become pretty clear that Pat Kelsey is a transfer portal king, and that's how he wants to. Because think of it this way, and I know y'all are like, man, you're just a homer and you're just blowing smoke. No. But hear me out for a second. Let's play devil's advocate for just 1 second. If I can go out and get a proven guy, let's say I can go out and get a Peyton Siva to be on my basketball team, or you tell me, well, there's this kid in high school. He's supposed to be a 5-star. He's supposed to be good. He's supposed to be able to learn the college basketball game quick. Or do I want to go to somebody who knows the college basketball game? It's nice. And I think we're doing that this year. We got a great transfer class, and we sprinkled in a 5-star there, just like we did with Trenton Flowers, who never came to play here, and a variety of others. Look, there's this misconception, and I wanted to bring this up today. I'm glad that we've not had any 5-stars here at Louisville for a while. But let me go back to my notes. I wrote these notes down earlier in the week, and somebody had said in the group chat that we'd only had like 3 or 4 or 5-stars. So in the last 30 years, here are the 5-stars that we have got: Amir Johnson, Sebastian Telfair, Dante Smith. I know none of them ended up playing here. Earl Clark, Derek Character, Malik Williams, Shaquan Aaron, Shane Behannon, T. Will, Samardo Samuels, Juan Palacios, Terry Rozier, Brian Bowen, Sam Williamson, Trenton Flowers, and Michael Brown. And those were just the ones off the top of my head. There may be 1 or 2 I forgot. So I don't know. Shawn, please explain to me why Adidas is not helping us out like they helped Rick out.
Yeah, that's a good question, because I'm looking over there at Kansas, and I'm like, Bill Self has probably got maybe 2-3 years left at best. Maybe that's what this is. They're trying to get him 1 more title before he retires.
Like who? Because that's my next question.
You gotta remember, he was having dinner with the Adidas exec who got caught. One of the Adidas execs got caught giving bags of cash.
Right. So who is like, man, I really want to go to Kansas. Flatlands, girls with even flatter backsides. What? That's the dream. I want to go play at Kansas.
Well, it's money one.
Well,
Because
that's all it is.
It's money, and let's be honest, Bill Self has gotten quite a few guys in the NBA that have long NBA careers.
Did Bill Self get those guys, or did he just handpick 5-stars that were destined for glory anyway? I've never seen any Bill Self out coaching anybody.
Hey, I agree. You go from Kirk Heinrich, Cole Aldrich, Sharon Collins, Kelly Oubre. I mean, they're already going to be in the NBA at some point.
Tell me where the All-Stars are.
I can hear you.
Can Shawn, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Wes Keys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know why Sam can't. But tell me where the All-Stars. They have who? But Paul Pierce, right? Kansas guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mario Chalmers an All-Star.
One time, I'm talking
Wilt
about
Chamberlain.
I'm talking about they've not put superstars in the NBA. He's not put superstars in. Paul Pierce didn't play for him.
No.
And the thing about it is
in
that
coaching tree, what he's won a couple titles, but why would they put all their eggs in his basket? I'm not saying that but I mean, you got Terry Rozier, you've got guys from Louisville that have done some things, right? So
you also got to look at the coach, I think, in their minds, who's Pat Kelsey put in the NBA.
Well, but that's just
I'm just saying he's going to. He's about to because Michael Brown's going to go.
Yeah.
Adrian Woolley's going to go.
Well, I mean,
but you see what I'm saying?
We had guys last year
proven.
I wasn't just speaking about Louisville. I'm just speaking in general on Kansas and Bill Self.
And you got to remember, they're really, as far as basketball goes, kind of the top Adidas school. We're supposed to be, but obviously Adidas seems to think they are.
Right. Well, and my point was being that Kansas, that other team, they get a lot of highly rated prospects, but you don't see a lot of progression or what's the word I'm looking for?
You are right. Like Perry Ellis was a high star guy, never made an NBA. He stayed for 5 years?
Well, that's because he was at Kansas for 12 years.
He was there forever.
There are certain situations where he hasn't improved. Guys.
Brady Dick played at Kansas, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of buzz because of his jersey swaps.
Well, his last name.
Well, because of his last name, but the jersey swaps.
Good old Sami Zayn, Grady.
Twins that have hung around for.
But again, were those guys Bill Self? I don't know.
Yeah, they were.
Those may have been, yeah.
Yeah, because they lost. That's when they lost to that other team in the finals.
But that's what I'm saying is that there's not a lot of. They don't improve a lot. There's not a lot of progression with them from the time they get there to the time they leave.
No, they hit their ceiling at Kansas.
They're just hey, here's a 5-star. Go ahead and send them to the league next year. And then we've seen it firsthand. The team down the road got for a decade got 5 stars every year. Had one title to show for it. So it is what it is. If we keep who's this to? Wes. If we keep recruiting good in the portal, does it really matter if we grab a bunch of 5 or miss out on a bunch of 5 stars or whatever, or is it just the fact that it gives the aura that we can't recruit 5 stars?
No, honestly, I think as long as we recruit strongly in the portal, we'll be just fine because nowadays that's the game is having veterans. It's not like, what did they say? No freshmen played in the national championship game this past year?
That is correct because Florida, they were all upperclassmen. They had some freshmen that played sparingly, but they were basically all upperclassmen led, and their best player was transfer.
Give me Chucky Hepburns and Fat Edwards and
which both made it to the league. They
Rain Smith. I mean, give me all those guys over, and you know what they can do already. They've played college basketball. Give me Woolies and
Conwell's going to be our best. I think he might be our best.
And then
player.
The kid from Virginia,
McNeely.
Give me that. They've already shown what they can do. Like I would rather have somebody that I know versus somebody that has played well in high school games against high school kids. not against D1 athletes.
Yeah, and it's like
Against some of them,
Right.
And obviously they have, but it's sparingly. It's not like when they're in their high school basketball season, they're playing against far less competition. And, and they're averaging 40 points. Okay, but
defense in high school ranks. And
now in the AAU, I'll take that a little bit more.
Even then, their defense there is not great. It's a lot of offensive play.
Right.
Yeah.
Our guy Babu says there has been a lot of buzz on the NCAA passing a 5 years to play 5 deal. If that happens, both Conwell and McNeely could come back. Just saying. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if that is passed, that would be a possibility. Here's the facts. We haven't given many of the recent coaches a lot of time or grace when it comes to recruiting. Some didn't help themselves. We know who I'm talking about. We'll leave him remain unnamed. But it really does, for me anyway. I'm like, well, maybe he was onto something about the difficulties of recruiting. Maybe there was a cloud that the public wasn't aware of, because why should it still be difficult to recruit when we're 2 years sans he who will remain unnamed? But shouldn't we let Pat Kelsey get a few cycles in before we're ready to behead him, Shawn?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is it just a cool thing to get on social media and act like you're tough and just shit on everybody? I said it. That's not. Excuse my language, Mom.
Here's the thing. You kind of understand it because you see Pat Kelsey and
hold on, Shawn. Sorry.
and Mark Pope getting basically a little fight over taking and they didn't even get him.
Right.
So and you hear all the recruiting circles, right? They're like, oh, this team's in the lead. It's looking good for him. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, no longer in the lead. However, what you have to remember is that we're gonna have to put together an entire new team next year. We're losing a lot of guys.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And once they pass the 5 for 5, then we might not. But
maybe.
At this rate, we're losing a lot of guys. So I don't care what people say. Everybody's acting like they got all this money to spend. No, I can tell you right now, Kansas eventually, I'll be curious to see their portal, what they get out of the portal, because they're going to have to supplement with the portal, and I bet they don't get the kind of portal class we'll get.
Well, no, and them spending all the money on the high school recruits may be why a guy like Rippey slides over to us. Mm-hmm. And we get to – I'm just tired of hearing the narrative, because I heard it a lot during prior coaches' years here. And before Kelsey's first year, I kept hearing, well, we could turn this team around with a good portal class. And then 5 minutes later, if we don't get a 5-star, we are cooked. Like, that's just not the way that we can.
Let's see what the team looks like.
We're 38th in both polls, football-wise, by the way.
Yeah, only 38?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's not bad. Considering what kills me though is I'd like to see what these other two teams that lost to terrible teams yesterday, Penn State and
Penn State dropped 16 spots to 22nd.
Bull crap! They lost
the coaches poll, and in the AP they dropped to 28th.
Good. So they fell out of the polls.
They should have fallen out. You lost to a terrible ass team. That's an ass.
Come on, Shawn! One curse per show. Shit.
Son of a. I'm the one that you would expect.
Right.
The one keeping his mouth clean.
Right. Shout out to Prime IV. Let's get to rapid fire really quick before I say something I'm going to regret.
Texas fell out too.
Yeah,
they should have. University of Louisville women's tennis team had 11 single wins and 4 doubles wins after the first 2 days of the Hoosier Classic at the outdoor varsity tennis courts. The University of Louisville cross-country teams concluded their split weekend on Saturday morning at the SWAGs Louisville Cross Country Classic at EP Tom Sawyer Park. Lauren Betancourt led the women through the line, placing 88th after covering the 5K distance in 18 minutes and 12 seconds, a personal best time for a senior on a cross-country course. Outside hitter Chloe Chacon had 12 kills and 2 blocks to lead the number 6 ranked Louisville volleyball team to a 25-16, 25-5, 25-16 win at California Friday night in Berkeley. The Cardinals head to Stanford for a Sunday match in Palo Alto, which will be televised on ESPN, with the first serve happening in about 30 seconds. provide an update depending on time. Thanks, Higgy. Thanks for the prompt, Higgy, because I would have never known to do that. Slaps. The number 18th ranked Louisville. I don't know what this is supposed to be. The number 18 Louisville fell 2-0 Wake Forest at Traeger Stadium in a thrilling top 20 ACC matchup Friday evening. Is that field hockey? Is that lacrosse? Like what is that? Soccer?
No, it's probably field hockey.
Okay. Oh
Or
yeah, because
lacrosse.
I should have done process of elimination. The University of Louisville men's soccer team fell to North Carolina 1-0 at Dr. Mark and Cindy Lynn Stadium on Friday night. Louisville now stands at 5-4-1 on the year and 1-4-0 in conference play. And last but not least, the 23rd ranked Louisville women's soccer team, 10-3, saw its 3-game winning streak end with a 3-1 defeat to number 2 Notre Dame, 10-0-1. Friday night at Alumni Stadium, Louisville scored the first goal of the match, but Notre Dame scored the next 3 to claim the 3 points in the top 25. Like, he knows what that means. Son of a... Listen, guys, we appreciate you all tuning in today. Please support our photographers, Jeff Nunn, Fire Photo Gallery. Some funny stuff in there from him as far as angles and pictures of certain players and plays. So check that out, cardinalsportzone.com. TJ Barr, our baseball photographer, Justin Kruger, he should be getting out there pretty soon to get the baseball team taken care of. And our guy, Keith Russell, along with TJ Barr, they take care of men's and women's basketball. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. Even though we prefer YouTube, you can find the audio version on over 125 different podcast avenues: Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart, to name a few. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus sign, or enter in Shawn's Plenty of Fish login to get these episodes loaded directly to your phone, laptop, PC, or smart device. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, it's easy to find. Go to cardinalsportszone.com, hit the podcast drop-down tab, podcast drop-down menu. For our older stuff, hit the archives button. For our newer stuff over the last 7 seasons, hit CSZ Podcast. For our stuff from the 5 years in between those two, send Nikki V ESPN, send him a direct message, and he'll send those episodes to you directly if you can find them, because he erased them, so you probably won't get them. Check out our exclusives on cardinalsportszone.com, the place that I'll begin. Shout out to everybody who's sharing the podcast. We appreciate and love you guys. Shout out to our guys, Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage, doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 The Ville. Shout out to our guy, Dalton Pence, who is going to be debuting a new segment on Sundays. It's going to be his recruiting roundup, whether he's here with us in person or sending us a pre-tape. We will get he's got his finger on the pulse in the recruiting world. Can't wait to have that back on the show. But he has a show Monday nights called Mondays with DP. Probably need to rethink that for the dirty minded, but whatever. From 6 to 7 on the Big X. Shout out to our guy Blake McCauley and Terrence Jennings, former Cardinal Terrence Jennings, with Spillin' the Ville. It's been a success. We love having everybody join up and doing some good for Card Nation. Social media wise, where can they find you at, Joey?
Joe Wallman 526.
Wes
Keys _CSZ.
I thought he was going to say Wes Keys at Boost Mobile. Sam?
Baseboy 124.
And I am at Jeremy _CSC. Did I? Oh, Shawn.
At Elville Shawn.
Okay, and then what is your Amish only? Look, he didn't deny it. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to our guys. I almost called him Mark Furman. What a Freudian slip. Dan Furman and Mark Spiegel from the 502 Circle. Guys, listen, what a show. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Do not forget episode 300 coming up. Shawn, Sam, myself, Joey, hopefully I'll be able to be in here in studio. We'll get you an update on Sunday shows going forward, because I do think we need to push it later in the day so that we can have just more than us three here every week. I know it's good to have people in via satellite, but like you don't match the same energy. The motion's not there. So if we can figure out a time where it's better for everybody to get in here, with Sundays being the recap, it doesn't have to be as professional. It doesn't have to be. It can be more laid back on Sundays than it is on Friday, as you can tell by my dirty mouth. So Let's we'll talk about that after the show between all of us. What else was there? There was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Where is it at? Come on. Let's see. Oh, my last read for the day. Wah, wah. At Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, they believe in the power of personalized healthcare. Their memberships are designed to provide you with regular access to top quality IV drips and injections tailored to your unique needs. Discover the benefits of consistent wellness treatments and join the Prime IV family today. Your journey to better health starts at Prime IV. And for for everybody at Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast, just contact me if you want to go in and try it. We'll get you a discount. Maybe, I don't know if we can get it for you for free, but we'll sure try to do that. Because the one thing better than doing a show with sponsors and believing in your sponsors, and when you could talk positive crap about, talk your stuff, you can talk positive stuff, it relays over the radio a whole lot better. Let's clean up the chat line, and then we will head out of here. Babu says, rumor is Kansas paid $3 million for Kenny. If that's the case, I view PK as making a wise business decision. If that's true, I agree as well. Anthony Easton says, I'm late, but are we trying to get back in on Rippy? Yes, we are. So, guys, I appreciate it. Everybody hopping on here with us. Episode 300. Me, Shawn, Sam, Joey, Chris Redmond, Steve Rummage, and of course our other guys will be via satellite as always. Working on a special guest, hasn't confirmed yet, so that's why I kind of backed off of announcing them. Going to be a great show. The night before, that show will be the reason why we upset Clemson at home the next night. I have it. It's in my blood. I feel it in my bones. For myself, for football beat writer Sam Baisden, for Sean Barber, for Joe Wahman, for Wes Keys, thanks again for all the support. We love you guys. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone Podcast. This is not a flag. This is a L.